We are opening up and sweet surrender to the morning's love light of the one. We are whole body. We are whole body.
Tav X Hebrews, purity and becoming one. I like how sound confirmation came in right as I was saying that. Tav X family, purity and becoming one. How do we become pure? You must, I repeat, you must. There is no other option. There is no other way. You must turn to the God of the Old Testament, and you must completely disavow, reject, disconnect yourself from any other deity. I don't care what you call that deity. I don't give a damn who it is. If it ain't the God of the Old Testament and him alone, that same deity or God that you serving is going to get your life snatched out from under you. Okay? And since I am your brother, Mr. Real Talk, and this is your go-to YouTube channel for brotherhood, sisterhood, and an attempt at righteousness, I have to tell you the truth. And sometimes the truth, it hurts, family. The truth is like a two-edged sword. It cuts every which way. These scriptures, or as they say, these Hebrew scriptures, ain't no joke, because that's what it's all about. The Old Testament is called the Hebrew scriptures. If you've never heard any of this kind of talk before, it's because the Roman Catholic Church has completely destroyed you, your mother, your father, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-grandparents, your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, and so forth. So the stuff that I'm saying right now, it may sound strange, it may sound crazy, may sound wicked, may sound weird. Well, I'm gonna let you know one thing. The only thing out of all those names I just named that it might be is a little weird, because this world is not used to people seeking after the real one true God. The majority of people on planet Earth, they're into another God. There are many gods out there. There's one true God. And this is what you're going to find out if you don't know already. The closer you get to the one true God, the more that people will reject you. Because the whole world has been led off of a spiritual cliff. It's spiritual. The whole world's been led off of a spiritual cliff. Okay? We can't make this up. We wouldn't make this up. Hit the like button on your way in the door and subscribe to the channel if you're not already, because you're in the right place. And also, consider this video a audio only recording. Share this video somewhere out there if you dare. Okay? But if you don't want to share it, trust me, I understand. Okay? Not everybody can handle the things that could potentially come with making videos like this, sharing videos like this, agreeing with videos like this. Like, it's a reason why some people will want to come and watch a live stream, even though they agree with everything that we saying. They can't comment, because if they comment, then people will see who they are. And the way that we are over here on this channel, anybody who's on this channel, you are not normal. Okay? And I'm pretty sure everybody out there, whether you're on this live stream or whether you're on the playback, doesn't matter. Okay, shout out to you. And if you have been subscribed to this channel for more than a week, I'm even go as far as to say this. If you've been subscribed to this channel for more than 72 hours and you haven't unsubscribed and you haven't left yet, you are not normal. And you know what? I don't know exactly when it hit me. Maybe about a couple of weeks ago, I really started thinking, I am a zealot. I'm a zealot. Okay? And you are too. Whether you know that or not, whether you've ever pondered that or not, because I definitely never pondered that. But we're going to wait until the 10-minute mark, give it a few minutes to see if any brews going to make it up in here. And whether you come up in here on the live or the playback, it doesn't matter. If you yourself understand that you are a zealot, you can either let us know in the live chat, or you can let us know in the comment section when the video plays back. Or if you just prefer to lay back in the kizut and not say nothing, because like I said, everybody knows, especially on this channel. See, my channel's not the only channel like this. There's a few other channels out there like this, but there's not too many channels that worship the God of the Old Testament, Yahweh, and him only. There's not too many. That's why wherever we go, we see the same people, because, look, it ain't nowhere else to go out here. We all see the same people because we all are in the same group. Not group. When I say group, I don't mean like a singing group like the Temptations. I'm talking about we all a part of the Most High only group. See, that separates you from 97.5% of the people in this world. Nobody for real is doing what the Old Testament only people are doing. We're turning back to Yahweh and him only. That makes you not normal. And then there's even a sect of us we're zealots. We get called weirdos or zealots or crazy or both. Either way, welcome to the channel, family. To all the new family members out there, you've been trying to figure out, where do you belong? You done found your spot, Hebrew. And if you are a physical Gentile out there, guess what? The Most High God, the God of the Hebrews, he summons you here too. And this is either going to be used against you in two ways. Either you're going to see that what we're saying is right and true, and you're going to cleave to us with all your heart, okay? And that's going to be your saving grace right there. That's how you're going to get mercy from the Most High, by cleaving to us. And when you do that, you're going to be all right. But most of you Gentiles, you're not going to do that. You're going to see a channel like mine, and you're going to say something like, who does that nigga think he is? But you're going to use the hard ER. Who does that nigger think he is, mate? You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. You better understand what time we living in. If you are a physical Gentile out there, if you hate the children of Israel, I'm going to tell you right now, you're finished. There's no way that you can circumvent or walk around the back gate and bypass dealing with the children of Israel and think you're going to go to our Father. It don't work like that. You got to come through us. If anything, we are your Hamashiach. Okay? You ain't got no God. You ain't got no Savior. We are going to be your Savior. We going to show you and teach you anything that you could possibly learn about who the world calls God. His name is not God. God is not a name. It's a title. Okay? But we about to get started in another minute or two. Subscribe to the channel Hebrew if you're not already. And we're going to do a little bit of reading about these zealots, about that zealot spirit. Why I say I'm a zealot. And the majority of you people on this channel, I don't know whether you consider it or not, but you are zealots. You zealots out there, you know who you are. Whether you comment in the live or comment in the comment section or not, you know who you are out there. Shout out to all of my zealots. Okay? Hit that like button as you come through the door, all my zealots out there. And once again, subscribe to the channel. And we get ready to get started in 2 minutes. You got to feel it when it's around, son. I'm trying to check.
Oh, it was time, it was gone. Because that's the way the world goes. Don't fuck with my spirit, my crow. Like I told you hoes, you get exposed. Don't fuck with my spirit, and sisters don't hear me. Don't fuck with my spirit, and sisters don't hear me. I got the keys for persevering. I got the keys for persevering. Don't fuck with my spirit, don't fuck with my spirit. Don't fuck with my spirit. Don't fuck with me when I'm in my blood. My hands are stuck. They cause a shit. I can't control how they get. Gotta got the jam and it's all with they head. Can't see the people. My eyes crying. Tav X Hebrews, purity and becoming one. You guys, repetition is the mother of learning. That's why sometimes you got to say the same thing over and over. Look, why do you think sometimes when you go through the Hebrew scriptures, why do you think some of the books and chapters, certain parts sound so repetitive? Huh? Why do you think that is? It's because repetition is the mother of learning. You got to keep doing something over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You got to keep doing something over and over. You got to keep reading something over and over. You got to keep moving a certain way over and over. Whatever you doing, however you doing, you got to keep doing it over and over and over until you just get so good you can literally do it with your eyes closed. You know what I'm starting to realize? I told y'all. I think it may have been like a month ago. And I'm going to say this. I think it was like a month ago that I consciously realized it. Because I'm just now becoming conscious of it like a month ago, right? But I do understand that way before you get conscious of something,
Subconsciously, you already know all of that. Whatever it is that you into, or whatever it is that you're getting ready to get into, whatever it is, whatever, subconsciously, you already know all of that. By the time you consciously are aware of it and realize it, you've been knowing it. You just didn't know. It's your subconscious. Your spirit knows way more than you do. And when I say you, I'm talking to myself as well. My spirit knows way more than I do. I don't know jack diddly poo compared to what my spirit knows. Just like you think you smart? And look, I know a lot of you on this channel, you're very smart. But you ain't nothing compared to your spirit. Your spirit will run circles around you. Your spirit knows everything. Your spirit got all the answers. My spirit got all the answers. But you know what? We've been taught to tap out of that. Yeah. We'll talk about that at another point in time before somebody goes off a spiritual cliff and starts saying, hey, you talking about witchcraft, I'm telling y'all, a lot of our people, they're not ready to go there yet. They're not ready to go there yet. I've said it before. Right now in 2025, if there were to be somebody to come out there and start bringing fire down from heaven like Elijah and destroying the enemies of our people, the very first thing that our people would scream out is witchcraft, sorcery, voodoo. Even though you could be standing right there, you can have a 1,000 Israelites, 1,000 Hebrew Israelites standing right there at some place wherever, and they can see another Israelite. Something kicks off, and some way, somehow, this Israelite is in great danger. He's surrounded by his enemies. Okay, maybe the U.S. Army, 50 sergeants from the U.S. Army, or 50 police lieutenants from whatever state, whatever city, 50 of those guys, and they get ready to do that Hebrew Israelite dirty. And then all of a sudden, in front of 1,000 Hebrew Israelites, this one Hebrew Israelite calls out loud. And he calls to Yahweh, and he calls to Yahweh only. He doesn't call on Jesus or Buddha or Allah or anybody else. Yahweh, please forgive me for saying those names. He doesn't call on any of those people. He calls to the top of his lungs in the presence of 1,000 Hebrew Israelites on the name of Yahweh. And he calls fire down from heaven when he says that name and puts to death. Well, I don't care whether that's soldiers, officers, whatever. Puts them all to death, burns them alive. Not with no weapon formed by hand. I'm telling you, this man called out to Yahweh to the top of his lungs, and fire came down from heaven in 2025 and put 50 soldiers, lieutenants, generals, put them to death without a weapon, just calling on Yahweh and calling for fire. And it actually happens. Y'all know that most of our people, they would see that. See, they're okay with reading about somebody doing that, but actually seeing somebody do that in live time, y'all know how our people are. Not all of our people, but the majority of our people, because you still got Christianity wrapped around your brain. And over here on this channel, you know what? You got two choices. Because if you stay over here, we are going to unwrap your brain. We're going to take that Christian maggot, that Christian symbiote, and we're going to take it off of your brain. We're going to take it off of your spine. Just like Spider-Man, the movie, Venom. Venom is a symbiote. It's a life-sucking leech, just like the church, just like Christianity, just like the Roman church, just like the Romans themselves. Leeches, sucking everything. blood, bodies, finances, your brain and your heart, your love, all of it has been sucked dry. But you know what? Even back all the way up until 70 AD, there was physical zealots out there who resisted these damn Romans. And just like today, ain't that something? Just like today in 2025, we got people who are alive right now on planet Earth. And they are very much zealous against these Romans. Now, the Romans did win the last war. Or should I say, the last battle? Because they haven't won the war. The Romans will not win the overall war. See, nobody understands this part, even myself, until probably right now, as I'm on here with y'all. Because guess what? It says that there's two people on here right now. You know what? Now, I don't know for sure who these two people are. At least on my end, it says there's two people in here. Maybe it's more, maybe it's less. I don't know. But I can tell you this, even though nobody has made a comment, I can feel the presence of these two people on here. And I feel that they are both hidden ones, chosen ones. I'm willing to bet that these two people who are in here on this live stream right now are some of our heavy hitters, some of our big guns, so to speak, some of our zealots. See, there's all kind of zealots. When it's time to rock and roll, oh, them zealots come out and play because they zealots. They can't help themselves sometimes. And then you got other zealots. They're 100% on go mode at all times. You know what? Hey, I consider myself to be one of those kind of zealots. I didn't even know that I was a zealot until about a month, maybe month and a half ago, until it actually dawned on me. See, the whole nation of Israel, we the chosen one. All of us are. But even amongst the chosen ones, ones have been chosen to do this, ones have been chosen to do that, ones have been chosen to do a little of this and a little of that. You know what I mean? I know you do, because you one of them ones. So you know exactly what I mean. It's a beautiful thing to be able to come to a place like this channel right here. It's a beautiful thing to be able to come here. You know why? Because when you come here, the environment that we all have created over here, it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place where you're going to be respected, okay? You're going to be loved. You're going to be treated well. And you're going to understand that there's a certain kind of code, certain kind of ethic that we operate with over here. And those ethics are primarily found in the Old Testament. See, that's the thing. We don't just make things up. Then we would just be a club or something like that, a gang or a club. Sound confirmation. Gangs and clubs make up their own rules. See, we ain't making up our own rules over here. You know what the thing that draws us together and keeps us together over here? It's that we all are zealous to turn back to the Most High God. We all are zealous to reconnect with the source of life itself, and that is the God of the Old Testament. No Batman and Robin, no only begotten Son. Nobody's going to go out there and die for you and ransom their own life and blood and flesh. No. But you're only going to know that if you repent. And see, the way to repent, you got to return to your creator. And I got bad news for all of you idolaters out there. Jesus Christ is not your creator. And if you think that he is, ask yourself, why do you think that? I already know the answer. Everybody on this channel knows the answer. If you've been on this channel for more than 30 days, you know why people think that Jesus Christ created the earth and created everything. If they think that. And Yahweh, please forgive me for saying that name, Father. I'm sorry. People think that he created everything because of that lying New Testament. That's the big test right there. The New Testament. To test you. To see if you're going to remember what God said. Or are you going to listen to the new God in the New Testament? Why do you think they called it the New Testament? It's for the new God, who wants you to drink his blood and eat his body, thereby making you a breaker of the commandments of God himself, because God commanded the Hebrew Israelites never to eat or drink blood of any kind at any time. It doesn't matter that good old JC, okay, can come along later on, 1,000 years later, 2,000 years later. It doesn't matter. No one can come along later and say, hey, I'm God's only begotten son, and I'm telling you to drink my blood. Even though dad said not to drink blood, and he's claiming to be the only begotten son of God. Does that sound like the son of God to you? Going to come in there and steer you against the Father's commands? And then some kind of way has persuaded everybody on planet Earth. Even though God said something different, this new God, he's like, man, forget all that stuff. I'm God's son. Drink my blood, nigga. And drink it all. The New Testament said he told his disciples, here's my blood. Drink it all. Not just a little bit. Not just a little sippy sip sip. Nah, nigga. 40 ounces of blood. Drink it all. You see that? Do you see how sick the whole world has become as a result of this? And you might not know this. I don't expect hardly anybody to know this, because the Roman church has diseased the whole entire world. And they've crippled your mind, crippled your body, crippled your spirit, and reduced you to rubble. Reduced me to rubble. But you know what they could not destroy? They could not destroy our zealousness, the zealot spirit. And I can tell you, everybody that's been on this channel for a while, if you've been on this channel for a while, you know a lot of people on this channel. And as you go through your mental Rolodeck, and like I said, I know everybody might not want to comment for various reasons. God forbid somebody know that you're subscribed to this channel. God forbid someone should see you comment and say, what? You agree with this stuff? I don't know about you, brother. I don't know about you, sister. Because that guy, Mr. Real Talk, he's crazy. Something is wrong with him. He's too over the top. He needs to tone it down a bit. He's all up there. He's a zealot. Stay away from that guy. I'm afraid of that guy. I don't trust that guy. They're going to say all kind of crap. But you know what? If you know me for real, you know none of that stuff is true. One of it is true, though. I am a zealot. And you know what? Right now, you might think that that's not a good thing. And I understand why you think that, because your heart, soul, mind, and body and very existence has been captured by the Roman church. And see, I can relate to you because at one time I was captured as well by the Roman church. And then I don't know what came over me. The spirit of the Most High God. And then I just looked up like a month and a half ago and I realized I am a zealot. I didn't know that at first. And look, it's something that I'm realizing too. I didn't just become a zealot a month and a half ago. I just consciously became aware of it. And you know what? I'm sure that there's at least one person out there who's watching this, whether on the live or the playback, and they like, what you say, nigga? What? You didn't realize you were a zealot? Somebody out there is laughing their head off right now saying, hey, bruh, you one of the craziest niggas I know, bruh. Of course you're a zealot. I'm just telling y'all, I just realized it about a month and a half ago. But see, guess what? I also realized that anybody who's subscribed to this channel right now, you've been here more than 72 hours, you are a zealot. And we are gung-ho. And it's not that we even necessarily try to be gung-ho. I'm telling y'all, the chosen ones, the zealots are chosen ones. Make no mistake about that. And don't ever let anybody try to make you think that being a zealot is evil, wicked, bad, label you a weirdo. See, you can think that being a zealot is bad. You can think it's weird. Oh, I don't want those kind of people around me. But you know what? When the shit hit the fan, and I mean when it becomes noticeable, because for real, the shit has already hit the fan. But because the whole world has been captured by the Roman church, the Roman church doesn't allow you to know anything or to see anything. That's why many of you out there right now, what I'm saying to you, at this point, it kind of sounds like I'm speaking German or French. And I'm very much speaking English, but because of that damn Roman church, devil the Bible speaks of, because what they've done, they've captured your hearts, your mind, your soul, and your body, and your bank account, and your emotions. And they have wound you up into wickedness, turning you into a spiritual cannibal and a spiritual vampire, making you a lawbreaker, meaning that what? Now the God of the Old Testament got to put them curses on you heavier than ever. Because this is not the age to stay asleep. The alarm is being sounded. The shofar is being blown. What more do you want, Hebrew? The next step is you're going to get brutally killed. Viciously. Suddenly. Laid out like a bearskin fucking rug. Lifeless corpse. And then maybe you'll understand. Because you had your chance. You're having a chance right now. Somebody out there, you're on the fence right now. Get your ass off of the fence. Stop straddling the fence. Start reading the Old Testament. Start learning about the God of the Old Testament. Start learning his laws. When you learn his laws, you can start to keep them. Okay? But you can't do what you don't know. And yes, some laws require for you to be in the land, but the ones that don't require for you to be in the land, you need to be all over those laws. Do it like your life depends on it, because it does. Okay? And believe it or not, see, Christians always like to spiritualize everything, and so do Messianics, but this is actually spiritual. Learning Yahweh's laws. You better learn those laws from Genesis to Deuteronomy. Laws. Learn those laws like your life depends on it, because it does. Learn those laws, Hebrew. And when you start to implement those laws, not just learn them, when you start doing them, all the ones you can do them. Learn them and then do them. You know what happens? I'm not making this up. Your body, because keeping these laws is spiritual. And Yahweh knows when you're keeping his laws and when you're not. He can see you. He doesn't sleep. The angels are watching. And once you start implementing these laws, power, spiritual and visible power will start to be released in you, around you. Okay? That's going to trigger a chain of events, spiritual events, invisible events that will what? Did you just hear that horn just honk? I don't know if you guys just heard that. Somebody outside just honked the damn horn when I said that, y'all. That's called sound confirmation, letting you know that what I'm saying is true. It's spiritual. You go out there, you learn the Most High's laws, you start to implement those laws, and when you do that, a power, spiritual, invisible power, will be released inside of you and around you, around your life, around your circumstances. And then watch what I'm telling you. I'm not lying. You will see a shift. And if you're paying attention, it will be obvious. But see, you got to be able to still your mind. All praises to the Most High God and Him alone. All praises to the Most High and Him alone. You will feel an invisible spiritual shift. At first, you ain't gonna see nothing on the outside at first. But then you're gonna start to see it bleed into the physical realm, in your physical body, in your physical life, happenings, circumstances, whatever. I guess for everybody it's a little bit different, but you will notice. I'm telling you, when you switch to Yahweh and Yahweh only, you will feel it. You will see it. Spiritual power will be released from inside of you. And then it's going to start to bleed out, and bleed over into the physical realm, physical circumstance, happenings. I don't know what it'll be for you. Only you will know. But when you see it, you're going to say, aha. Yep. And you are going to know. You know how? Because when you turn to Yahweh and Him only, it's something powerful, magical, mystical. There's something about it. And I don't give a damn if nobody say, oh, he's talking about witchcraft. He said magic. He said mystical. Get the hell out of here. We zealots about the Most High laws over here. We don't do no damn sorcery, witchcraft, none of that garbage. Believe it or not, that's what it is when you go to church. That's witchcraft. That's sorcery. That's warlockism. Now, I'm going to stop running my big black mouth, read a couple of verses to you guys and gals, and then I'm going to be out. But this is spiritual, y'all. Anybody out there who is on the fence, I want you to turn to the Most High God. Turn to Him alone. Okay? The people who need to see this video, they're going to see this. And when you need to understand this, you're going to understand everything that I said. Because the majority of the people on this channel, you are zealots. And you know what? YouTube is afraid of that. That's why we've been on here live for 40 minutes. And it's only 2 people on here. You know why? YouTube didn't send out the notifications. You know that, right? Do you think that YouTube wants a bunch of damn zealots running around here? Watch this. Zealot, a person who is fanatical and uncompromising in pursuit of their religious, political, or other ideals. And I know you heard that sound confirmation too. Second definition of zealot, a member of an ancient Jewish sect that aimed at a world Jewish theocracy and resisted the Romans until AD 70. First of all, ain't no such thing as an ancient Jewish sect. The ancient people were not Jewish. The Hebrew Israelites. Cut the cap. All right? That BS don't work on us no more. Sound confirmation. Do you see this? That sound confirmation could have came at any time, but it came right on time. Right after I said something that was 100% true, which was that BS can't work on us no more. And it did it again. Sound confirmation. I cannot make this up. So that's why it's only 2 chosen ones in this live stream tonight on Wednesday, because YouTube saw this title. YouTube said, oh, hell no. Think we want all those damn zealots over there together? You think we want everybody realizing that they're a zealot? Sound confirmation. You think YouTube wants everybody realizing that they are zealots? Hell to the no. Because they know what's going to happen once that clicks in. And I do too. And if I say it, YouTube probably cut this video off right now. They did that before. And I noticed too, all the zealots, at least a lot of them, they kept a lot of the zealots out of this live stream. I don't blame you, YouTube, because YouTube knows what's going to happen. Let's turn to Isaiah 59. We're going to read 2 or 3 verses, and I'm going to let y'all go. And you know what? Maybe, too, the Most High didn't allow too many people to come in on this live stream so that I could just, I guess, say whatever I was saying and then read whatever I'm about to read and just let that be that. I guess. Okay? Isaiah 59. And maybe there will be a reawakening of the zealots out there. You always been a zealot, but maybe you just never knew it. Isaiah 59 and 17. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate and a helmet of salvation upon his head, and he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. You see that? Everything in that verse that I just read is somebody going to war, going to battle. Okay? You don't understand. This is the chosen one. Y'all don't understand, but you will. I'm going to read that again. Psalms 59 and 17. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate and a helmet of salvation upon his head. And he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing and was clad with zeal as a cloak. Y'all see that? I'm going to read verse 18. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay. Fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. Okay? The Most High is going to get busy. And you see, he's going to put on zeal as a cloak. The Most High is going to be zealous. So you know what? Of course his sons and daughters are zealous. But to this world, they call us crazy. They call us, he's a weirdo. She's a weirdo. Guess what? When the bottom falls out, you're going to wish you had a zealot somewhere close. And if you blessed, maybe you will. And you're going to realize how blessed you are when you got a zealot in your presence when shit hit the fan. Psalms 119, 139. And don't come over here but there, brother, please, brother, why are you using rough language? I already told you guys, shit is an acronym. Stands for ship, height, and transit. Just because the Romans told you that was a bad word, don't mean that that's a bad word. That's where you get that shit from. And around here, we don't give a damn about what the Romans teach no more. That bullshit is over. So as we proceed again, Psalms 119, verse 139. You got a lot more bigger fish to fry than to worry about somebody using rough language. You're going to wish you had a nigga around doing a whole lot more than using rough language when the bottom falls out. You better start paying attention to what matters. You ain't had real niggas around you in so long. You got too soft. You haven't had real zealots around in quite some time. Guess what? The zealots is back, and we ain't taking no shit. At some point, we gonna go BFA, boot to fucking ass. The last thing we gonna be caring about is talking sweet and soft. We gonna be kicking somebody's ass. You let that, you think about that next time you try to rebuke somebody for talking with what you call rough language. Get that Roman church stuff out of your heads, Hebrews. It's almost time to go BFA. You're gonna need zealots to pull this shit off. Psalms 119, verse 139. My zeal hath consumed me, because mine enemies have forgotten thy words. You see that? The psalmist getting pissed because the enemies of the children of Israel have forgotten these words. And just like the psalmist, that's how a lot of us are. When we see the things that we got to deal with in this world, we see the heavy unrighteousness, the intentional unrighteousness, and it pisses us the hell off. You think a damn zealot gonna be talking all nice and sweet and calm? Pissed. Once again, my zeal have consumed me, because my enemies have forgotten thy words. My zeal have consumed me. I don't know about y'all. In fact, I'm lying. I take that back. I do know about y'all. I am pissed. My zeal is consuming me. And I know a lot of you guys and gals, you feel the same way. And it ain't nothing wrong with you. It's something wrong with everybody else. Pretty soon, once this thing go BFA, and it will, why you think the Most High done turned people's spirits up? You guys haven't noticed? In the last 90 days, you had multiple 7 planetary alignments. You had solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, blood moons, all this stuff. And you guys haven't noticed the shift in the spirit? Snap out of it, Hebrew. It's almost time to go BFA. I don't know exactly when it's going to be. Ain't nobody going to know exactly when it's going to be. You're not going to get a public service announcement. You're just going to look up, and it's going to be BFA. This is the last verse, and I'm going to let you wonderful Hebrews go. Psalm 69 and 9. For the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up, and the reproaches of them that reproach thee are fallen upon me. See that? The people who hate the God of Israel, the people who hate the God of the Old Testament, they can't do nothing to him, but they can try to do something to me and you. They can't box with Yahweh, but they can box with you and me. So they take their anger and vengeance out on us because they hate our God. So that reproach falls on us. And we get real zealous because of that. Because we are the recipients of lots of unjust treatment, cruelty, and it pisses us off because we're zealots. Every day, people trying to get us to eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. It pisses us off because we're zealots. People want us to celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas. It pisses us off because we're zealots. People want our men to act like little girls. It pisses us off because we're zealous. They try to get our women to act like men. Sound confirmation. It pisses us off because we're zealous. And at some point, this thing is going to go BFA. And boy, when it does, if you don't know what BFA means, you better ask somebody. And look, I'm going to leave that on you guys and gals out there. When this video uploads, you guys know what BFA means? Leave it in the comment section. Okay? You got my full support. BFA is on the way. That's how we going to get this kingdom. We going to take this kingdom. We ain't asking. And we ain't going to be talking nice and sweet and soft either. Can you imagine the language we going to use on that day? You think we talking rough now? What you think it's going to look like when we putting our enemies in shackles and chains and fetters? Governors and kings. What you think? How y'all think we going to be talking? You think we going to be singing, I'm a little teapot, short and stout? I don't think so. In that day, you're going to learn what a real man looks like, Hebrew. You see, when you're living in this system that we've been living in, it strips you of your masculinity, strips you of your nuts, strips you of your manhood. I'm sorry to say, well, no, I'm not, because it's real. To be a real man, you must have your nuts. Believe it or not, it's part of being a man. All males are born with testicles, are they not? Guess what? No testicles, no testosterone. Zero testosterone means you're not a man. Period. Shout out to the Romans for stripping you of your masculinity. Shout out to the church for turning the majority of our men into wimps and weenies. Even the big old strong Negroes, wimps and weenies. See, this is what you're going to learn. The warrior spirit is not about who's the biggest, who got the biggest muscles, who can punch the hardest, who can jump the highest. Although, yeah, of course, those things help. But the warrior spirit is a spirit of a fighter, a spirit of somebody who ain't going to quit. Somebody who knows that, hey, at some point, yeah, you're going to take some lumps. You're going to take some L's out here. May experience some pain in the game. It's part of being a warrior. Being a warrior, yeah. Nigga might suffer some pain. Might have to take one for the team. See, those are the parts nobody wants to deal with. Real warriors, that's the kind of stuff you got to be prepared for. Because guess what? Ain't nobody else going to do it. These niggas are soft out here. So it falls on the real niggas, the real men, the real warriors, the zealots, the ones who resisted the Romans. Now look, the kingdom of Israel got taken down in 70 AD because it was time for it to get taken down. But them zealots, it was like, we ain't going for it. Them zealots stood their ground as long as they could. But when it was time for the ship to go down, the Romans overtook them. But them zealots, as the young niggas say, them zealots was standing on business. They wasn't going for it. And see, you ever wonder how not much is taught to you about the zealots? You ever wonder that? And I don't give a damn what nobody say. I know a lot of people on this channel, not on this channel only. I know that a lot of people, sound confirmation, letting you know that what I'm saying is true. I know a lot of people who serve the Most High and Him only. I know a lot of y'all descend literally bloodline from a lot of them zealots who was like, fuck that. We are fighting back. To hell with the Romans. And they just went down. They're like, okay, yeah, you taking my nation down, but I'm taking a lot of you down with me. Them zealots wasn't playing. And you know what? There's more to the story about them zealots, but the Romans destroyed it. See, history will actually have you look at zealots funny when you should be thanking the zealots. At some point, them zealots are going to get their reward. They're going to get their just due. Them zealots was warriors. And they were serious about keeping the Most High's laws. They wasn't with that other crap. But see, when you listen to it from the Roman perspective, of course, the Romans going to tell you all kind of BS. They're the Romans. What do you expect? But the zealots are back. Like this video, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And when you watch this on the playback, if you are a zealot, okay, and there's different levels of zealots. Some of our zealots, they just watch in the shadows. They don't say nothing, but they are zealots in the physical world. And also, anybody who catches this live, if you are one of the women who come on this channel on the regular, Saturday evening, we going live dedicated to the women who come on this channel. And when you come on their live stream, women, you better say something. I let y'all slide sometimes. A lot of times, I don't press people out to comment. Because I know sometimes people be on here. Sometimes you might not just feel like commenting. You might just want to chill. You might just be chilling, listening, observing, relaxing, eating, sleeping, listening, driving. But on Saturday night, for all of the women who come on this channel on the regular, and we know who you are if you've been on here multiple times, if you can make it Saturday night, come on here. And not only come on here, say something so that we know that you in here. So that I know you saw the video. I know you can watch it on the playback, but I want to see you on the live stream so that I can know. I want to give you your flowers in live time. Because it hits different when we can do it live. It hit different, y'all. And maybe we can bring up things that we might not be thinking about if it's just a regular upload video. But if it's on live and I got a lot of y'all in here, we can talk about things in real time and just get things better like that. That's just how it goes, I've noticed. But shout out to all of the zealots out there. And shout out to all the rich gang out there. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hebrews, I'll see you later. Peace.